Well, hello.
Hello.
Happy Wednesday. It is April 1st, and we don't condone that.
We That's right. We don't believe in it, so it just doesn't happen. No, but we can say that we do not participate in April Fools, so there will not be any of that in this stream.
Yes, that's right. It's correct.
Yes. So that's just how it is. How are we all doing today? Did we get rest? Did we have good snacks? All the things. Santa Fe, hello. Jacob, hello. Umo, hello. How are we all feeling? What is new?
Yeah.
Since we last saw you, which was a whole month ago.
Was it a whole month
Not
ago?
a whole month, but
wow.
We've transferred into a new one.
We have.
Lorianne, hello.
Hi, Lorianne.
We're so glad you're here.
Umo, Santa Fe, audio visual, Jacob. Great to see everybody.
I mean, I think Ashleigh may have meant we just don't condone that it's April yet. That also could have been a thing.
Absolutely. I mean, kind of like all inclusive. We don't condone the new month, and then we also don't condone April Fools, maybe.
Yeah, both.
Just like a blend of everything, honestly. Just in case anyone's new, hi, I'm Ashleigh. This is Courtney.
Hi.
We are CA in LA, Courtney and Ashleigh in Los Angeles. We're best friends, filmmakers, musicians.
And variety streamers.
And we're really, really excited to be taking over Adobe Live today for episode 4, season 5 of the Cinema Collective.
Woo!
What's up, Kino?
Hello, welcome
Thanks
in.
for tuning in. It's been a nice, cool day. Has it settled down there temp-wise?
Yes, it rained.
It was raining all night last night, and we had the windows open, and it was really lovely to fall asleep to rain.
It was.
Yeah.
It was really nice. So not mad at it, and it's much cooler. Thank goodness.
It feels good. Yeah. How was your Wednesday? Have you eaten really, really great breakfast and snacks, and maybe it's evening time and you've had dinner? We would love to hear everything. We've had a protein shake. Hi, Fedor. Hi, Arco.
Fedor, Arco, hello.
Yeah, Wednesday mornings we're like, we need to robust test all of the slides and everything. So it turns into
A 7 a.m.
into that,
Yeah.
which is fun. We love it.
We get a lot done.
It's true. We've got a lot to cover today, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the slides.
Let's do it.
Because again, lots to cover. And we're going to go over film news, and we're going to talk about tips and tricks to make sure that you can get more sleep, because we're all sleepy girls. And
That's right.
we want to get you back to your nap. So the best way that we can do that is tips and tricks to save you time. All right.
That's right.
Sounds early. 7 a.m., 7 p.m., late afternoon naps, all of it. So last week, Courtney showed us these beautiful templates in Premiere that you can use, that you can load in to save you time and energy and keep you organized, which we all need a little bit more of. I think I can speak for us, me. I wish I was napping today. Felt on that.
I know.
Maybe later. So we also went over some film updates. We're going to go over a lot of updates today.
It continues on.
Homework last week was tell us something you're looking forward to. And we're going to be speaking at the NAB show, Creator Lab.
Yeah, we are.
Later this month. So come check us out. We're going to be speaking at 2 different sessions, one on Sunday, one on Monday, one about on the go or at home production setups, and then creating with intention, a real world guide to your streaming workflow.
Woo!
So we're very excited about that. And you can see our little profiles on the NAB Creator Lab show. So if you're going to be at NAB, come say hi, and we're going to be shooting a lot of video. So we'd love to see you. We'd love to say hi.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you see us, say hi.
Yeah, please. Yeah, you are. Thank you.
We're very
Thank
excited.
you. Very hyped.
It's going to be great.
Okay, so let's get started with a chat question. What is one movie recommendation, you only get one, that you have?
Everything Ever All at Once.
That's valid.
Because if it was like, how do you sum yourself up in a film? It'd be like that.
So that's how you receive the prompt, is how do you sum yourself up in a film?
Well, I feel like if I'm going to be recommending something, then that means the person is taking the recommendation specifically because it's coming from me.
Sure.
So then that would be what's the one that best encapsulates what I would want someone to watch that, or like our work or something. Then I would say that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sassy Rose.
Hello. Welcome in.
How's it going?
Thank you for spending your Wednesday morning with us.
I would say my recommendation would be Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar.
Ah, yeah.
It's just
That's such
off
a good one.
the beaten path, and not many people know about it because it was supposed to be theatrically released in 2020, and then
and something happened.
And yeah, it's just it's so funny. It's so good. Really
John
enjoy
Carpenter's The Thing.
it. What is that?
I do love it.
Oh, The Thing. Yes. I'm sorry.
I said I love it too. It's such a good one.
Barb and Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the world's a little bit heavy right now, and even I can't watch everything everywhere right now. So I get that.
That's a lot.
Right? It's a difficult question.
Is.
You only get to recommend one movie.
You can also take your time and think about it, and if one comes up a little bit later, then that's fine too.
Absolutely.
Just blurt it out like a ranch dressing moment.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Y'all, we were in a meeting yesterday about collaborations. Do you know that ranch dressing collaborated with an ice cream company? What?
I am so deeply unsurprised because they did the ranch soda. So it's not far.
I know.
It's not far.
And I know it's dairy already, kind of, sort of, but like, ooh.
Yeah, I know. I was always keen on The Mouse That Roared, so probably that, just because a lot of people probably have not watched it. Yeah.
Okay, so Jacob, Santa Fe Audiovisual, can you, in just a couple words, pitch why people should watch that movie? Because here we are, only able to recommend one movie. So why that movie, if you're open to it?
Yes.
Was it Breyers? It wasn't. It was a French ice cream company, and it was limited, and it didn't last long. I know, sour ice cream, yum.
That's not something I ever wish to try.
Yeah, KFC and Crocs also did a collaboration, which was interesting.
I feel like apparel is pretty easy to collaborate with. It's like once you start doing other things, that it could be complicated. Insert Jeff Goldblum quote about scientists so preoccupied if they could, they didn't pause to think if they should.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
That applies to so many things.
That's true.
That's
Love
a great one.
Okay, so new on streaming, we've got XO Kitty season 3. It is a romance 8-episodic series that dropping on Netflix tomorrow. It follows Kitty during her senior year at KISS, navigating her relationship with Minho and exploring her future after the season 2 cliffhanger. I don't know what happened in the cliffhanger, but if you want to see it resolved, tune in tomorrow for season 3.
The Side of Airplane.
Side of Airplane, listen to
Always.
So then we've got The Secrets of the Bees. I really love this. So it's a 2-part series produced by James Cameron. That one. And it explores bee behaviors through 2 episodes, The Hive and The Pollinators. It's already out on Disney Plus and Hulu. So if you want a nature doc that also is informative, highly recommend this. It's Nat Geo. Then, Your Friends and Neighbors season 2. It is a dark comedy with 10 episodes. It will be released weekly. I think it's interesting that they refer to it as a dark comedy because, as somebody that's watched it, I think that it's more of a drama. I didn't find it particularly funny, but
we see big billboards of this one.
Maybe that's the darkness of the comedy. Not sure, but
no, please.
No, please.
Maybe they're just leaning into the fact that everybody wants to laugh right now, so they just add comedy, and people will find their moments.
I think so. I think that's exactly what's going on. So it follows a former hedge fund manager, Anderson Cooper, perfect, Andrew Cooper, played by John Hamm, as he doubles down on his life as an unlikely suburban thief, only for his secrets and family to be threatened by the arrival of a new dangerous neighbor.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's available on Friday on Apple TV Plus. You can go check out all of the episodes of season 1 if you're interested in doing a little binge before this comes out. That came out really fast, actually. I feel like it was within the last 2 years that season 1 dropped. Okay, I actually had to check this like a lot. I really went above and beyond to make sure that this is a real movie. Okay, it's called Eat, Pray, Bark, and this is real. This is not an April Fool's joke. So it is a comedy feature that's an hour and 39 minutes long on Netflix. And it's about 5 eccentric dog owners seeking help in dealing with their 4-legged friends. This is real. This is very real. It's a comedy.
This is why we had to start the stream with, we do not partake in April Fools. And Vador for the John Hamm show. This show gave us the John Hamm dancing meme. Absolutely. That's right, it did. And Santa Fe, it's just a lighthearted British comedy that is also a good commentary on war and the absurdity of nuclear weapons. Ooh.
Interesting.
Fascinating. I don't have my phone. Okay. I'll have to remember it.
The Mouse That Roared.
Yes.
And I'm not going to ask you to watch that because I can Google. And thank you so much for throwing that in there for us. But yeah, this Eat, Pray, Bark. If you're a dog lover, you want some lighthearted comedy, it's available today on Netflix. Okay, HBO Max also just released 70 plus films and series. So every month on the 1st, they typically drop a huge number of new films or TV series on all of the different streamers. And then they also take some away. That's why you'll see like Leaving Soon, all of that. This show could have been very different if it was Eat, Pray, Bark. But I'm just
punctuation matters, folks.
This really sent me, and I thought it was fake, but it's real. So I agree with you. It could have been really different. So HBO Max added 70 plus films, including The Devil Wears Prada, which is in prep for The Devil Wears Prada 2, which is coming out, I think, at the end of May. Twister, the OG Twister. I'm sure the new Twister is great, but Twister OG with Bill Paxton, great film. The Mummy and I think The Mummy Returns are both available on HBO Max along with Practical Magic.
They're definitely tapping into nostalgia here, which is very wise.
Oh, absolutely, especially when we get to the Harry Potter trailer and what that's done.
Oh my.
Is that the Spike Milligan one to Santa Fe? Umo asks, and Santa Fe says that is a sequel, Adore, to Eat, Pray, Bark.
That'd be a great one. On
Hulu, the new movies that you can check out include all of the Shreks.
How many are there?
There's like 5.
Oh my gosh.
Have you guys seen all of the Shreks? I stopped at like 1.
I stopped at 2.
I stopped at 1, and then there's like random clips that I've seen. But
I think 2.
Yeah, like Lord Farquaad. I think I've seen every scene that Lord Farquaad's in.
Which is necessary.
Yeah. And
so
the gingerbread. I know the
Not
gingerbread.
The gumdrop buttons.
Oh, no, that too. Yeah, yeah. The bed sitting room was Spike's one, says Umo. So all the Shreks, all the nights at the museum. I've only seen the first one.
How many are there?
There's like 3.
Oh my gosh. Why?
Well, you'd be happy to hear that there's only one Napoleon Dynamite.
That's true. There is only one.
Yeah. Fun fact, Napoleon Dynamite, when it came to algorithms, that was the one film that Netflix had a really, really hard time suggesting films that were similar to Napoleon Dynamite back in the day. So that's fun.
Yeah.
That's so unique. It was funny because like in film classes, they would be like, while that is fantastic, don't do that with your film. Don't make a film that's so unique that there's nothing that can be compared to it.
Well, especially if you're going to go into a pitch meeting, you want to have things specifically from the studio's roster to say it's like this and this. And if you don't have that, then yeah. This one just happened to go really well.
You're like, it's like Shrek meets Night at the Museum.
There are more Shreks than Night at the Museum. Yes.
Original Shrek in the convo for the best animated film ever. We've heard that a lot of people either love or hate Shrek. It's similar to Twilight.
Right.
That's right. There are more Shreks than Nights at the Museum. I think so. We need to do a Shrek and Night at the Museum crossover. See, Santa Fe, I feel ya. So day after tomorrow, don't know if we're really in the mood for that, but that is available on Hulu. And then Romy and Michelle's high school reunion. On Peacock, 60 plus films were added, including Dead Poets Society, Italian Job, The Prince of Egypt, because we were just talking about that.
We were.
And Space Jam. If you haven't seen the original Space Jam, please watch it. It's so good.
Adore Shrek plus Day After Tomorrow equals Shrek wrecked. Incredible.
Yeah. I wonder how Shrek would survive the day after tomorrow. Interesting. Now I'm thinking about that. On new series that are coming up later on this month, we've got The Boys Season 5, which is the final season, and it starts with a 2-part premiere and then is followed by weekly releases. That's out April 8th on Prime. And don't worry, there's already a prequel in the works. That'll be coming up shortly. Euphoria Season 3 is finally coming out 4 years after Season 2. I think most people are over it.
I think so. Sydney Sweeney's had time to do a lot in between.
That's right. So this is taking place 5 years post high school. So 5 years after the end of Season 2, which, you know, kind of on brand. It will be released weekly, and this is strongly expected to be the last season. Looking forward to The Boys and ready for it to wrap. The story feels ready.
Yeah, they've had a lot of seasons. I think we really liked the first one, and then we started watching the second one, and we fell off because it just got a little too heavy.
Yeah, the conversation got heavy.
Right.
And continued to get heavier. Has anyone continued to watch The Boys? So Santa Fe, you have?
It's shot really well, though.
Speaking of prequels, the Stranger Things Tales from 85 is a world building animated series built out of the world of Stranger Things. It is animation, it's mystery. There's 10 episodes, and all of them will be released April 23rd on Netflix.
So, Jacob, as far as The Boys go, you said the comic is insane. Do you guys know the lore of the writer? No.
We don't.
Can you share? We'd love to hear. And Monstera, I'm struggling to get through The Boys after the first season. Yeah. Is it because it's just a really dark show, or what is the reason that's stopping you from continuing forth?
Yeah, I was really surprised by this Stranger Things animated series, but there's a lot of fanfare online about this.
Which makes sense because people love Stranger Things.
Totally.
Season 3, incredible. Okay.
Beef Season 2 is going to be coming out April 16th on Netflix. It is a drama. Season 1 is so heavily awarded and was so revolutionary and out there. I'm really interested because Season 2 is a completely different story, completely different cast, and instead of being two people against each other, it's now two couples that are feuding. Yeah. So same team from Season 1.
I'm really excited about this because it feels like it's following in a similar lane of White Lotus, and I really like that, and we loved Season 1, so I'm excited to see where this goes. And obviously the cast is incredible.
Santa Fe, are you talking the Stranger Things Tales from 85 animated series? Feels like a cash grab, but we'll see.
I agree with that. So Jacob says, if I'm not mistaken, he's a rejected Marvel writer, was so pissed about that he based the comic around comic lover stereotypes, like all of the heroes and evil people in more ways than one. And he's like very, very salty. So all the characterization of the characters are like comic nerd and creepo stereotypes. Oh,
okay. So that's his villain origin story.
I love that.
Okay.
And it made for a really compelling show.
It really is.
So great.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
So Santa Fe, you will not be watching Stranger Things, the new one.
Tales from 85.
Right.
The animated series.
They did it right by making it animated, though, because if they tried to recast, which we'll get to with Harry Potter, I mean, obviously they're not going to play themselves younger, but
maybe
you're really fighting an uphill battle there.
That's right. So in theaters this weekend, we've got the drama. This is the A24 Zendaya Robert Pattinson film. It has been highly promoted everywhere for the last couple months. And it is about a happily engaged couple get put to the test when an unexpected revelation sends their wedding week off the rails. There is a huge spoiler going around that is in so many reviews. So if you are planning on seeing this film, highly recommend don't look at anything about this film. Just go see it. Just know that there is a big mysterious secret that threatens their marriage. This is a A24 mic drop comedy and is rooted around the question, how well do you really know your partner? Christopher Borgali is the director. He also directed Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage, and Ari Aster is one of the EPs. Ari Aster is such a goofball and out there surrealist filmmaker, so really excited to see what this is going to look like.
I am excited. Dream Scenario, we thought that the story fell a little bit flat towards the end, but the absurdity of it, carrying that vision into what I'm assuming he will do for this as well, is really exciting.
Yeah. And then Super Mario Galaxy. It's a family adventure animation at an hour 39. Mario ventures into space, exploring cosmic worlds and tackling galactic challenges far from the familiar Mushroom Kingdom. Okay, so as I was researching this movie, you guys have to see who this cast is. So look away if you are going to watch it and you like playing the game. Who is voicing that character?
I do.
Okay, are you going to watch it?
No.
Okay, so the cast in the Super Mario Galaxy movie is Anya Taylor-Joy for Princess Peach, Jack Black for Bowser, Benny Safdie for Bowser Jr., Charlie Day for Luigi,
This is really interesting.
Glenn Powell for Fox McCloud, which, why is that so fitting for Glenn Powell to be Fox? Chris Pratt as Mario. I realize now that all of the memes that I've seen about Chris Pratt as Mario, this is real, and here it is. Brie Larson as Rosalina, Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, Donald Glover as Yoshi.
This is a stat cast, Santa Fe. Yeah.
I'm sorry, some of these people were the voices in the Precious movie. What's the Precious movie? Yeah, Issa Rae as a Honey Queen, except Chris Pratt. And I liked all of them except Chris. Is it his accent that gets you? Because I heard that he tries an accent and it doesn't land. This is the Koopa Troop. Don't catch me slipping now, Umo says.
Yeah, this cast is insane.
Yeah, really wild cast. I'm sorry, previous movie. I'm slamming the keyboards. You got it, Jacob. We love the passion.
See, I thought quite literally the movie Precious, and I was like, I don't remember there being any voiced characters, and that movie was really dark. Okay. But anyway.
Different.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm on board now.
Yeah, so really wild. So that's good to know that this is a sequel or a adjacent film. I did enjoy the last movie though, so I'd give this one a go, Santa Fe says. But probably not in theaters and IMAX, right? It's taking all the IMAX screens,
Of course,
this weekend.
Yeah.
The last movie was genuinely awesome. I love this.
Good. That's great.
Good. So we're hopeful. We're hopeful that this one will be enjoyable. Okay. Love this. Okay, film news. So HBO's Harry Potter trailer breaks records and has a new release date. So previously, everyone thought that this was going to be released Christmas of 2027. At the reveal, it's actually going to be Christmas 2026. So that's a whole year sooner. Everyone is hype. So hype that it had 277 million organic views in 48 hours and is now the most watched trailer in HBO and HBO Max history. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, that film got back into the top 10 streaming charts on both Vudu and HBO Max, which is leading to a resurgence of the Harry Potter nostalgia. So hopefully everyone takes the right message away from that.
Yeah, there are definitely people on both sides upset because in the film industry, they just say that people don't hire gaffers anymore and everything is really dark. So this is very dark and it doesn't have the warmth or the beautiful lighting that the movies had. But then also people say, well, the books are a lot darker and the movies had the whimsy. So it's really a mixed bag on people's excitement about this, especially within the industry.
Yeah, it is. It's a completely different world when you're shooting for digital versus shooting for film. And when budgets aren't anywhere near the same, you don't have the same amount of time. There's a lot of pressure from everywhere. We're not saying that there wasn't with the original movies, but it is really, really hard to make a remake of something that's so beloved and so iconic without getting a lot of criticism.
And not changing the story at all.
Yeah.
We are like shot for shot almost. I do enjoy all the memes around this that Harry Potter looked like a bit of the... Oh, wait. all the memes around this that make Harry look like a bit of a racist due to casting choices.
Oh, I have not seen any of those.
I haven't heard that.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Supergirl's trailer also drops. It's following Kara drifting through the galaxy. Everyone's in space with her dog Crypto when a spacefaring crime lord poisons the dog with a dart, sending Supergirl on a 3-day race to find the antidote. It releases June 26th, 2026 in IMAX. So in theaters. So that's good. Yay. Yay.
I hope this one sticks.
As mentioned earlier, The Boys spinoff and prequel Void Rising. Current casting is Will Hokeman, Mason Dye, Elizabeth Posey, and they join the leads Jensen Ackles and Aya Cash. So there's some photos that they did, and there's no official release date, but this is estimated to be out in late 2026 or early 2027 and is looking to be a 1950s period piece. Again, this is the prequel to The Boys.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Also, iCash. I'm glad.
Yeah, getting her bag.
Yeah, I'm glad she's working.
Yeah. There was also a trailer drop for A24's new film called Backroom, which is a sci-fi and psych horror found footage film. And it's based on Parsons' web series inspired by the Backrooms creepypasta. Yeah, it's going to be in theaters on May 29th. I'm interested in Backroom, but I hate scary movies. What makes you interested in Backroom? I also don't love scary movies. And I think that found footage is really getting traction on the mainstream again.
Really interesting.
I'm so excited for the Backrooms. That dude was young when he got picked up.
We love
that.
Oh,
yeah? Okay, I love this. I do love the investment A24 makes into emerging filmmakers, new filmmakers, and storytellers that have an alternate view and take on storytelling.
I agree.
Okay, this is the dude that was super young. Got you. I'm interested in the sci-fi element. I think they bought the rights 2 years ago. Yeah,
Nice.
I've heard a lot of really great things about this from industry insiders that have seen early cuts. So I'm hype about this. Maybe it's something that we could watch at home, like this.
Like a lot of A24 movies.
Do any of you that are scared of horror movies just read the Wikipedia and then you're like, okay, well, at least I know what's coming, and then you turn the sound down?
I don't turn the sound down. I just squint.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it blurry, but like I'm still present.
Totally. Okay, and
We are still going.
This is arguably the biggest news of this episode. Here we go. Okay. So we've been keeping track with this Warner Brothers Paramount Skydance merger. If you are just hearing about this, let's recap this. Paramount Skydance is acquiring Warner Brothers Discovery in a landmark transaction valued at approximately $111 billion, and this is one of the largest mergers in media history. Fedor, I will not be admitting to that, but yes, it's okay.
Us too.
The world's a scary place. It's okay that when you're watching entertainment that you exercise boundaries.
You just shut your eyes sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, so I would like to clarify. The March 20th date was the original date, and the board did signal that they tentatively approved the motion, but there was no vote that went through. That was the day, it was the deadline for shareholders to record of record to be eligible to vote on the proposed sale of Warner Brothers Discovery to Paramount Skydance. So I would like to addendum that it was simply that the board signaled that they would approve the motion, not that it actually had a vote or that it passed. This was the initial date for when it was the Netflix merger. That being said, they have set the official date this week to be April 23rd at 10 a.m. Eastern for the special shareholder meeting to vote on the sale. Warner Brothers has already started mailing out definitive proxy statements to the shareholders. But wait,
There's more.
Under the terms of the deal, Warner Brother Discovery shareholders will receive $31 per share in cash, which is representing an 147% premium over their unaffected stock price of $12.54 per share as of late 2025. Again, the board has unanimously recommended shareholders to vote yes. California and the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors have voted this week to conduct a formal analysis of the merger's impact within the entertainment industry workforce. The study will be led by the Department of Economic Opportunity, with an interim report due in 60 days and final findings within 120 days. So that's 2 months and 4 months, respectively. Interesting how we're going to be able to pull all of that together in 2 to 4 months, as there are numerous jobs reports within the industry that have come out and been very damning. County Council will also submit comments to the Department of Justice, which is still reviewing the deal's competitive impact. And Supervisor Lindsay Horvath said the county needs, quote, a clear understanding of its impacts on job, competition, and the future of storytelling, with Paramount not commenting. Here's where it gets fun.
Because that wasn't it.
So you might have heard of this company, Oracle, that's been in the news this week for reasons. So Oracle is aggressively scaling its AI infrastructure business. This is very important. So TD Cowen estimates that the company is pursuing a $156 billion capital spending push tied to the Oracle cloud infrastructure. To help fund that expansion, Oracle has raised between 45 to 50 billion in debt and equity financing in 2026 alone. So basically in the last 2.5-3 months, they have taken on almost 50 billion in debt to fund this. Coincidingly, yesterday, Oracle cut 20 to 30,000 jobs around the world without warning, and experts said that this is approximately 18% of the company's workforce. Reason stated was broader organizational change focused on AI. And just for the record, last quarter, Oracle reported a 6.13 billion income, which is a 95% jump in net income.
Adore says, I don't think it gets stopped. It might just mean Paramount has to make commitment to job staying in California for a time. It could.
Totally.
We'll see.
So here's where this is relevant, and I promise it's relevant. So Larry Ellison is the head of Oracle, and he is personally financially responsible for 40.4 billion of that $111 billion acquisition for the merger. So he personally guaranteed the board of Warner Brothers Discovery that he's personally responsible for that 40.4 billion. Now, Oracle's financial health is directly tied to Larry Ellison, and Larry Ellison is essentially offering significant financial backing for his son, David Ellison, who is the current chairman and CEO of Paramount Skydance. Are we seeing where this is going?
But this isn't a problem.
Now, Paramount just got a junk rating for its debt and has single-digit stock values. This is now making investors and insiders skeptical of the Warner Brothers merger, not only as a good investment, but will it actually be able to close? Paramount right now is carrying 14 billion in debt, and from the Skydance Paramount merger, before the 111 billion Warner Brothers deal, plus the 2.8 billion that Netflix got, plus the 7 billion in regulatory termination fees to Warner Brothers if the deal falls apart. So that's a lot, right? Mm-hmm. The reason that all of this is tied together is that the Ellisons have been making a lot of noise within Warner Brothers and within Paramount, specifically within Warner Brothers, courting a lot of board members and senior staff saying, hey, don't worry, we give you our word that layoffs aren't going to happen. However, we need to look at Oracle and we need to look at Paramount as mirrors for what is going to inevitably happen. So Paramount had 3 rounds of layoffs affecting more than 20% of the company before the Skydance deal closed. And then after the closure, announced another 3,000 jobs that were cut. And after every acquisition, Larry Ellison has acquired, cut, aggressively, and restructured. So the fact that we just saw this play out, especially at the urgency and the timeline that it happened, is not a good sign for what would come for the Warner Brothers merger. So right now, the energy and culture at Warner Brothers is not looking good for this deal to pass within internal. So it is interesting that counsel is advising that this is a done deal and to pass it, but employees and a lot of the insiders that are making the decisions are saying, hey, we are literally watching what just happened yesterday, and this is not a good sign, and we think that you might be lying. So I think all of these things really bring a completely different look at what this merger would be, could be, and potentially won't be. So writing is on the wall everywhere.
We just hope that people listen and not necessarily take people for their word, but hold people accountable.
Yeah.
Because this is demolishing the industry.
Yeah. So that's all for me on film news. What movie gets better by changing the lead actor? I would love to sub Manny Jacinto into almost everything.
Could be actress as well, but let us know if there's a movie that you really enjoy. Oh, Divergent.
Oh, Divergent instantly gets
Those would
better.
immediately get better.
Yeah. Who would we cast? Not sure, but no offense.
Yeah. I mean, she's not proud of those either. So there. But those are ours. What are your thoughts?
But please feel free to jump in chat and share what movie would get better by changing an actor. What's up, Finko?
Hi, Finko. Welcome in.
Thanks for tuning in.
We appreciate you being here.
So while y'all are ruminating about what movie gets better by changing the lead actor, Courtney is going to go into tips for faster editing.
We're going to see if we can get through all these.
You're going to.
I'm going to.
Yes, she is.
We're going to be scaling video, toggling clips, inserting clips, nudging clips, ripple delete, moving markers, not what you think it is, font changes, poster frames, and pancake editing. Woo!
Dude, I'm stumped.
You can take your time. You can think about it. Let it simmer a bit. Oracle makes $57 billion a year. Paramount makes $30 billion. Warner Brothers makes $40 billion. This is an insane amount of money being thrown around. It is. And then as their income increases, they just keep laying people off. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it makes perfect sense when you think about where their money's going, but it's like you're funding, if AI is the thing, you're funding something that's not profitable, and you just continue to do that and take jobs away from people. It's like everything that we were all concerned about that people said you're overreacting has now happened. And this happens a good chunk of the time in this industry.
So yeah.
I'm trying to think of movies that I was like meh about. That's fair. Like I said, you can take your time. And while you are taking your time, I'm going to go through some things. So scaling video is where we're going to start. And have you ever been, so this clip, I'll click over here so you can see. This clip is in 4K, but we are also in a 1080 timeline. So this is what it actually looks like. And this is when we just drag the footage in.
Yeah.
I know. I could spend all of my time clicking each individual clip and selecting fit, so then it does that and go through an entire sequence that way. But that is going to take us forever.
Yeah, some of us click on the clip and then go to scale
and then do this.
And hit 100 or 50.
And then
I
type
guess
in your...
fit is a much faster way of doing that. All right, so I've gained back some of my sleep. I've gained back 3 minutes of my sleep.
Sleep gain for Ashleigh, and we're actually going to make that even faster.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Wade.
Hi, Wade.
Happy Wednesday.
You did not. You never miss anything. Okay, so we're going to go up to Premiere, and then we're going to go into our settings and then media. So we're going to look right here, and it says default media scaling. Right now it is set to none, but we want to set it to fit to frame. There is scale to frame size, but I do not recommend doing that because as soon as you scale something, if you need to scale it back up, you're going to lose quality because you just went from 4K to 1080 and then trying to go back to 4K. There's just no reason to do that. So we want to do fit to frame instead and click OK. So now when we bring our footage in, it's immediately in a fit to our frame and we never have to worry about scaling anything. We don't have to click fit. We don't have to type in 50%. What? We don't have to do any of that.
This is why Courtney assistant edits.
Woo!
Beautiful.
It's just a really easy thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be that complicated. All right.
Wow.
Yes.
Off.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Our next one is going to be toggling through clips. So when we have all of our footage here and we want to look at them, we have to double click into our source monitor and we just double click and double click and double click and it takes forever. So what we can do instead is click once. Now you can decide if this is going to be faster for you or if it isn't. Double clicking is just annoying for me, but it might not be for you, but I can just click once and Shift O and then it will show me them in the source monitor without having to do the double clicks.
Whoa.
So one click, Shift O. So write that one down if that is going to be easier. Again, some people find it just as fast. Some people find it faster. It's really up to you and what you want your workflow to be, but I find that to be easier. Okay.
Yes.
So once we've toggled through some of our clips, now let's say we want to insert it into a timeline. This is a perfect example because Ashleigh and I were recently at an event where there were a lot of just tiny bits of video that we were going to cut down into a reel that actually posted this morning. So
Hey.
I could pretty much organize them the way that I could just drag them all into my sequence and then I can zoom into my timeline and start looking around to see what there is. Or what I could do instead is say, all right, I know that, let's see. I know that this is pretty close to the start of the top of my video based on when that video was taken. And we are walking into the Canon building. Once I see that, I can just hit comma, and now it is in my sequence. And I can say, okay, I know that Film Fatales was in there, comma, add it. This one was a little bit later, so I don't have to worry about that. Oh,
So where is it adding? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, you
I
can't
think
see.
I have it. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna
there we go. Let's go over
move
here.
us.
Yeah. Okay, so somewhere in our sequence, let's pretend we're just in a new one right here. And so once, we'll look at the source monitor up here to see the footage that I'm adding. So Canon, we want to add this to our sequence. So I hit comma and now it adds it. Then I can go, all right, I know I want these. Wow. And it's going to insert it wherever I need it. So let's say I end up with, also you don't have to view it in the source monitor. You can just click the clip and hit comma to add it to your sequence. But just so you guys get an idea, I'm going to bring them up in the source monitor. Now let's say somewhere in this video, I have added all my clips and I know that I want to add this one, but I didn't put it in the right section. I want to get to the spot where, with my playhead, where I want this clip to be inserted, and I can use comma again, and it's going to add the clip in between because the comma inserts your clip. It doesn't overwrite anything. Ooh. So it's a really quick way. Yes. Ooh, it's a really quick way to make your edits and organize your footage, especially if you're doing something like a vlog. I've found it to be much easier to quickly organize that way and start inserting clips instead of, say, I have all of my clips here and I'm like, oh man, I need to move this one and I want to insert it. And then you start doing this drag and drop thing and hope you have the right spot with your playhead and you just do that. There's no reason to do any of that. You can use comma to start inserting your clips for easy organization.
Whoa. Woo! Super handy.
It is very, very handy. We love.
So Finga says, Gigi, in my opinion, Gigi would not have been better regardless of what changes you made to the cast. Oh. What an iconic film, though. Santa Fe says, the lead actor in Avatar, I would swap him for basically anyone else. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Huh. And that scaffolding is what we need for our stream. I agree with that. They had like a little basket, like wire basket that was handling all the cabling. And I was like, Courtney. Courtney, I want.
It was very cool. Yeah, we were eyeing it, and we're like, maybe this could be good for like a stream build, but it's neither here nor there. But lower. But we got some ideas, so good on you because that's exactly what we thought when we saw it.
That's right.
Okay, the next thing is going to be nudging clips when you are working with music videos or footage in general. Sometimes the footage might not line up, or if you're doing ADR, which is your dialogue replacement, and you're not using your set audio and someone is overdubbing, sometimes they might be off by a frame or two. And then if you're doing music videos, same thing, the musician is lip syncing the words, and so we might need to just nudge the video here or there. And you could, there's an airplane, you could click here and drag and try to do all of that, or we could nudge instead, which I find incredibly helpful. You can do this for video and for audio. So let's just move this over here. So if I want to nudge this, I have a choice. I could either do it by 1 frame or I could do it by 5 frames. Hello, Em.
Hi, Em.
Welcome in.
Happy Wednesday.
So if I want to nudge, I'm going to hold Command, and this is going to go by 1 frame, a single frame. This is great, like I said, for music videos, because if it's a hair off in a direction, you can do this and easily line up your video, or I could Command Shift and it's going to jump by 5 frames. So if your footage is really off, I suggest nudging in general because it'll help you get to your landing point much quicker without going overboard. I think 1 and 5 are really good increments to move your footage by. So I'm not sure what Command is on PC. Maybe someone in chat can tell me. But either way, it's going to be Command left, right arrow for 1 frame, and it's going to be Command Shift for 5 frames using the same left, right keys. How are you doing? But that's just video, right? But let's say, and this is an isolated piece. What if we are in the middle of an edit, we've done the whole thing, and then a client comes back and says, okay, that's not synced though. I could do this, but then I'm risking interrupting my entire edit, trying to line up this one video. So what I recommend instead is using the slip tool, which is one of my favorite things. So you hit Y and you will see the little arrows facing this way. I don't know if you can, it's a little small, but you can see it right here over the video. And then once we have our slip tool selected, Y, I can just drag and it will, let's do it over here because we have to have a shortened clip. Okay. Now you can see me move this by increments of time code, 1 frame at a time until that lines up perfectly, and it does not adjust my edit at all. I'm only adjusting the video within the edit, not the length of the edit. Does that make sense? I use this all the time, especially with music videos. I've learned a lot doing music videos. Hi, JC.
Hi, JC.
How are you doing? Welcome in.
Thanks for tuning in. We're going over some tips and tricks so that you can get back to sleep.
Yeah, and let me know if you have learned anything with these, or these are things that you might use. I'm okay, pump full of meds, about to head to work.
Oh,
we hope you have a lovely drive and feeling ready to rock, as your name suggests. We're sending all of our love your way every day.
Dino Rex, clock it. That's right.
Okay, our next one is going to be these lovely markers up here. Ashleigh has gone over these many, many times. And if this is considered a sequence marker, not a clip marker, you'll see the clip markers are down here, the little green triangles that are on your clip. These ones are in the sequence. But what if I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, so this is going to be, if we're doing chapters of our film, and this is where the drama happens in this section. And instead of it saying nudging, pretend it says the drama. And this is how we're adding chapters. If I have this set to a clip and I want to, for some reason, move this whole section somewhere else, I can't do it. The marker doesn't come with it, which means then you have to do this and click and try to drag it and add it elsewhere and make sure it hits your clip again. No, we're not going to do that because that's going to make your life harder. So let's make it easier and have the markers move with the clips. Yeah.
Smart marks.
Smart marks. This is so damn intriguing to me. Well, that's good.
We're glad that you are enjoying it.
We're saving you sleeps. So what we're going to do is go all the way up to our top bar where it says markers. We're going to click on that. And then we want to make sure that these two things are toggled on. Ripple sequence markers and copy paste includes sequence markers. So make sure both of them are toggled on. Sometimes they are auto toggled and sometimes they're not. So just make sure that they are in this case. All right, so what this is going to do is now I can copy and paste. So Command C, Command V, and now the marker comes with the clip.
I just learned that, and that's exciting. Okay.
And for days.
Have them
Can
checked.
do this for days. Now, this is a bug in my particular program, but the reason why we have markers and ripple sequence markers is because that is also going to work with ripple delete, which will bring me to my next thing that I want to talk about. Ripple delete, I'll show you, is going to essentially eliminate all of the gaps and not leave any of this extra room in here. So with ripple delete, it will also delete this keyframe, which is why we have to have it toggled on. However, mine has not been working. As you can see, it deleted the second one, but did not delete this one. So for proof, we did see it leave right here, right? We saw that?
We did.
Okay, it does work. So ripple deleting, how are we gonna do that? I have a keyboard shortcut set up for it. I'm gonna show you really quick, because this is one you absolutely need to have. Another way that this is mentioned is called close gap. But so yeah, the ripple delete is going to keep your edit contained and not leave any gaps in between. So we have I set up as the key of just D, but if you want to add one, you can click right here and select any key that you want. I can do Command. We can see that there's already something there for that, which is why it's purple. So maybe what I wanted to do instead is if I wanted it to be Command H because there's nothing there. Now I have Command H set up as my ripple delete tool, but so that's how you would add a keyboard shortcut if you needed to. But highly recommend having a shortcut for ripple delete, because otherwise you end up having to click in all these gaps and delete them, and there's no reason to do that either. It'll save you time, lots of time. Okay, so now that we've done our moving markers, let's say we have a instance where we have all of this stuff and I've added all these credits and Ashleigh goes, Courtney, I don't like the font, which is okay.
Which is such an Ashleigh thing to say.
Which is okay. So I just made some really quick things, but let's pretend I have fonts all over the place. So I can change all of this at once.
What?
I'm going to highlight them. Yes.
What?
Yes. I'm going to go up to graphics and titles. And then I'm going to go to replace fonts in project. These are all of the fonts that currently exist within this project. And as we see over here, it is Monaco. So I'm going to select this one because that is the one that I want to change. What? And then I'm going to change it. We'll just change it to this. What? Click OK. And now all of our fonts have changed.
Oh my goodness. What?
If you can't tell, changing things is something that Ashleigh and I spend way too much time on. It's like we do one thing and then we don't like it and then we got to go in and fix it, very much like scaling to fit the frame, changing the text.
I think I've gained at least 25 minutes of sleep. That's a nap.
Yes. Okay. I really want to show you guys this next one. So let's pretend that we have footage. Actually, I have one here where we were shooting Hey Dad, as we can see, and this does not have, this is if you want a little bit extra organization or if you decide that you don't like this frame anyway. So if I'm organizing, the slate was not in the shot at the top of this, which we need if you're going to start renaming all of your clips within Premiere, which is what Ashleigh and I do. And this is also without changing the clip name, which is very important because sometimes you can rename the clip in here and then you have to go back and find the original. And then that means you got to start clicking through and then saying, well, what does the slate say versus what I named it? And because in our Finder, it will still be called C001. But I want to make this as quick as possible. I don't know if that made sense, but I'm going to show you and hopefully it'll make more sense. All right, so C0013, let's say we don't want to name it. And now I want to keep the slate in shot, so I know it is 1H2. Great. Now I'm going to right click. Where are we? Oh no, whoops, it's here. And I'm going to click set poster frame, and that is going to change the first frame of this every time I click on it.
Oh my goodness.
So now I don't have to worry about having to go back and find, or even rename things if you don't want to.
So
the first frame will always be that.
That's really, really great. Exactly in the case that Court just said. If you had a slate come in and it's a little too late, your camera operator started rolling too early, this is how you can, as the assistant editor, make your life easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which we love.
We do.
This is one that will take a little bit of finagling, but if you wish to do it, it is absolutely worth it. And that's going to be the last one that I'm going to talk about. And it's called pancake editing. So you essentially have two different sequences going at one time. So I just added some footage into here for something that a different edit that I want to use. And let's say this is my main timeline, but I've created another timeline. I'm going to dock this elsewhere, and I'm going to grab it and drag it. You can see it turns blue down here, and I'm just going to drop it. So now I have two sequences. This works really, really well if you have a larger monitor or an external monitor. So now in this one, I can make any sort of small adjustments or quick things that I need to without having it go in my main sequence. So maybe if I want to set in and out points for this instead of doing it in my source monitor, or if I want to add little effects or any text up here just to get an idea of how it looks. So let's say, okay, I only need what I want, this piece right here. Instead of adding all of my footage to this sequence here, I can have it strung out, find my highlight moments, and I can just option click and drag it right into my sequence without having to, like, it's just an easier way to have really quick edits. So this is kind of like your throw up sequence is what I call it. And it'll make that easier.
That's amazing.
So really,
yeah.
Again, this works really well on external monitors, and you have to also adjust this video layer to be a lot larger so that you can see the thumbnails. So it does take a little bit to maneuver it that it works best for you, but yeah, this would make things much faster as well.
Okay, I think that you've brought me to a half hour.
Like adding blueberries to pancakes.
You've given me a half hour of sleep back with all of these tips and tricks. And I would say that you covered all of them.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. Woo! I did it.
Excellent. Dino, I hate that for you. You had to create captions all over again just to change the font.
I'm sorry.
I won't lie to you. I started working with Mort, like video captioning and all of that stuff with Captioneer. And oh my gosh, I did the same thing. I ended up having to export the captions out like 6 times. And I'm like, okay, I need to just spend one time and really look over everything instead of getting excited.
Because yeah, you're like, I'm done. And then you watch it for proof, and then you have to watch it again. So I get it.
Yeah. I don't know why I don't catch things until after it's exported. So maybe that's the thing, is that I just export it and deal with it.
I think it's because, and I'm similar, is that there's multiple passes of things, but then sometimes you and I are like, oh, what's a quick video? I'm just going to do everything as I go.
Yeah.
And then it changes as we go, and then we don't go back.
That's right. We never go back. You can it's not too late. It's never too late.
Right. You can get a whole nap snack back with that.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
A nap snack back.
I hope so. I hope that these were helpful for you. And this is just some of many things to make your editing faster.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. You're so good at tutorials.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing your knowledge. We'll be back next week for episode 505 at 11 a.m. April 8th. So make sure that you tune in. Thanks for tuning in. And our challenge for you this week is to watch your favorite movie. We watched Tangled last night.
I don't think we're going to watch our favorite because, like Ashley said, it's a little heavy right now, but we will certainly watch one in the mix, maybe Barb and Star.
Barb and Star, for sure.
And sometimes you swear you did something and somehow it never happened.
That's right.
That happens way too often. And I wonder which universe I was in which that task happened. Yes.
If you enjoyed the show, please make sure that you like and comment and share this episode. Tell your friends to tune in next Wednesday and let us know. Let us know what you think about it. Are you thinking that the news is a little too depressing, that you don't care what's on streaming? You want more tutorials? Help us help you.
Yes.
We'd love to.
Of course, Umo.
Jacob, thank you so much for your eloquent modding, keeping us safe.
Yes.
Umo, Santa Fe, Dino, MJC, Vidor, Finko, Umo Arco. Who am I missing? Wade. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
It's okay. Ashleigh and I just bring it out of people.
I know it happens to us too. We've been
All the
having
time.
the funniest word situations lately. I'm Ashleigh. This is Courtney. We're CA in LA. Courtney and Ashleigh in Los Angeles. We're best friends, filmmakers, musicians,
And variety streamers.
We're live on Twitch tonight over on CA in LA at 7 p.m. Pacific. So come check us out. We'll keep you company. We'll play you some music. And go check out our music over on Spotify and all the musics. We'll keep you company at work and through your day.
Yep.
Thanks
We'll
for
see y'all
tuning
later.
in. Adobe, thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
Y'all be well. We'll see you next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific. Please take care of yourself and be well.